Hello and welcome to YIN. Close my window a little bit. I've got some really big Halloween decorations on my lawn. They make a lot of noise. Start by having a seat on your mat. Any way that's comfortable. We're going to actually start class today the way that we've been ending. Just kind of expanding myself as a teacher, learning more, doing different things. So start with your hands down by your sides, palms face forward. Tuck your tailbone slightly so that you can feel a little bit of that curve come out right around the tailbone area. Bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your two front teeth. Lower your chin just a little. And on the inhale, bring your arms up to the sky, touch your hands over your head, close your eyes, and on the exhale, bring your hands to the space in front of your heart, breathing out your nose. 2 more. Hands down by the side, seated Tadasana. Inhale, circle the hands up, close the hands, bring them down to the heart, exhale. And last one, this one will be preparing for Om. Inhale, bring the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down. Bringing an inhale in through the nose to prepare for Om. And then we will Om. Om. Slowly relax your hands, face down onto your knees. With your eyes closed. And start to take your awareness to the breathing in your stomach. Just simply being aware of the breath as it comes in and your stomach expands. And then the contraction of that area as the breath comes out. Release the shoulders. And keep your tongue behind the roof of your mouth, behind your two front teeth. I should say under the roof of your mouth. But soften your jaw. And now take your awareness of your breath a little bit higher to the rib cage. Feeling the opening of the front, the back, and the sides of the rib cage as you breathe in. And the closing as you breathe out. Now begin to relax your arms and your shoulders. And take your awareness up a little bit higher to the space that surrounds the lungs and heart. Observing the slight lift in the chest. A little expansion in the back. Then start to release your stomach and your hips. Then take your focus to the breath in your nose. Noticing the temperature. Noticing the texture. Noticing the pattern. As you allow your legs to relax. And then allow your whole body relaxed in this tension-free state to breathe. Feeling the breath in your toes, your knees, your hips, your low back, your throat, and your face. Know that this state of calm is available to you whenever you need it. Over the next 3 breaths, allow those breaths to deepen. Slowly open your eyes. If you're lying down, you can stay right there. ready, you're gonna move into your yin journey of movement. Using a block or a pillow, and you're gonna place it at your low back. So not your bottom and not your mid back, but right at your tailbone, I should say, not your low back per se. And we're going to be using the wall toward the end of class, so if you want to face that way now, by all means go ahead. And you don't have to use a block. You can use a rolled up pillow, blanket, I should say, or a soft pillow. Bend your knees, elevate your hips, and then place that block at your tailbone rather than your low back. Now this is a hip and thigh and low core stretch. So if when you extend your legs out, it proves to be too much of a stretch, just rotate the bending of the legs and the straightening of the legs throughout your stretch, which means stay here for maybe 5 or 6 breaths, and then bend the knees for 5 or 6 breaths, and then back to straight legs, and so on. Your hands can be on your stomach, and you can continue to focus on your breath. If you've got, as they call it, monkey mind, if you have monkey mind right now, where your mind's kind of all over the place from the day or maybe what's coming up, just bring your hands onto your stomach. The sides of your palms right underneath the pinky can rest on your hips, and then you can spread the rest of the fingers onto the hips, almost making like a diamond shape with your index fingers and your thumb around your belly button. Closing the eyes and just taking a slow breath in and out. A nice alternative for some is to also Baddha Konasana, bound angle the legs, which means that you bring the bottoms of your feet together and let the knees go wide. However, if you decide to take this option, please honor the stretch in your inner thighs by supporting your knees, thereby supporting that stretch, so it's not 100% stretch in those inner thighs. And as we end this month of harnessing our own power, being okay with what comes with owning our own power, which is pride, confidence, self-approval, and much more. All of those I am statements. Being daring enough to say those I am statements to ourselves. And this month has been about being mindful about what we're focusing on, the language that we use surrounding that, because it does create beliefs and adds to different emotions and feelings, maybe negative, that don't serve us. So as tonight is the last yin of September, the last class of this power, our own power, tonight's class is going to be about love. You have about 1 more minute left in this shape. Just tune in to what you feel. Do you need to extend your legs, bend your legs? mind wandering and is that distracting you? Can you come back to your breath, or maybe start counting your breaths? 2 more breaths. And one way to safely come out of this shape is to rebend the knees so they're pointing toward the ceiling, feet flat on the floor. Then push into your heels to elevate your hips, remove the block. And you have a couple of choices. You can sway those legs side to side, or maybe bring your knees to your chest. You're gonna be right there again, so just take a few breaths right here. I'm gonna go get my water that I forgot. Thank you for your patience. We're gonna move into a supine twist now. So with the supine twist, you may need a block and a couple pillows or a bolster. Again, if you don't have a bolster and you decide you want to buy one, I know it's easy for me to say I use it all the time because I teach, but even when I'm not teaching though, I will do my own stretches and classes and I will use it often, or my husband will. So I'm going to start with the bolster on my right side. Hopefully you can see me. There's a chair right in my way, so I can't really see you too much, but I think you can see me. And with that bolster or 2 pillows right in line with my right hip, I'm going to bring my left shin bone up and over from knee to ankle on that prop or those props. Okay? And now I'm going to move sideways so you can see what I'm doing with the block. Once I get my left hip on top of my right, I'm going to wedge a block. I'm going to lean first and wedge that block right behind my right cheek. And then I'm going to relax that left hip. So that block is going to help hold my hip. Doesn't need to be lined up. But then the shoulders. So now your left shoulder is lifted really high off the floor. So you want to shimmy your right shoulder over to get both shoulders as much as possible onto the floor. It doesn't have to be on the floor. In fact, if it irritates you a little bit on the left side sciatic or anything because that left shoulder is lifted, just grab a blanket and shove it underneath there. Now if that twist is too much, then let's pull out of it a little bit. Maybe you just bend both knees and drop them to the right just a little, getting a gentle supine twist along the left side of the body. So you're still getting a stretch as if you were taking it all the way, but maybe for your body, it's a little less intrusive, I would say. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. If you see me waving around, I'm fine. I'm allergic to mosquitoes. There's a tiny mosquito flying around somewhere. He rears his head every once in a while. So I'm not trying to get anyone's attention. I'm just trying to remove him. Loving and being love. If you've ever been around someone who wants your approval badly and wants your love badly, you may have noticed that the more this person pursues you or stalks you, as the case may be, the more turned off you become, whether a friendship or intimate relationship. No matter how much you want to love this person intellectually, you just can't seem to get that loving feeling going. Why? The yogis say that desire itself can prevent one from receiving that which he or she desires. It's only when you let go of wanting, practicing aparigraha, that you are free to truly have some fun. The person who walks around in desperation wanting love is often the most shunned. It seems tragic for sure, but the person who wants something from you strikes that chord of parasite, not potential love affair. That wanting is unattractive. And the more you want love, the more you will continue to want love. The more you try to satisfy desire, the stronger the desire becomes. A distinction has to be made between infatuation and love. Love wants nothing except to be loving. Infatuation wants approval, returned attention, and fulfillment. Infatuation is possessive and has an ill addictive quality to it. We have one more minute here. Tracy's cat is looking right at me. Her face is right in the camera. Oh, she decided to jump down. Oh no, you're not done yet. You still have about 30 more seconds from here. That was funny. Take 2 more breaths. Then slowly remove any props at your low back. Roll onto your spine. Maybe bring your knees to your chest. And just take a couple of breaths here. And go ahead and move on to the other side. Bringing your right knee to shin on a prop or props. Don't forget that block at your low back. Take a slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Shimmy your shoulder, your left shoulder a little bit to the left. Get as much as that right shoulder as flat as possible. How do you become loving? It's simple. Stop wanting. Well, it's simple to say that, but there's a little more to it. It's not something you can think your way into. In fact, the only way to attain a loving state is to quiet the mind a bit. For example, pets are generally very loving. They're not always ambitious and smart. They're not great at mathematics. Very few household pets have devised a method of reaching the moon or worked out an effective way to improve freeway traffic flow, but they do know how to love you. They love unconditionally, without reason. This innate sense of love that pours out of animals is also apparent in flowers. If you've ever really watched a flower or seen a flower blossom in sped up photography, you can just see love pouring out of it. It has no demands. It loves existence. It loves the sun. It loves to be nourished. It loves to live. Fortunately, you don't have to be a vegetable to be loving. Unlike a pet or a flower, the human being's challenge is to start from a place of chaos and wanting and come to know peace. The prize is so sweet, more cherished, and better understood for having gone through so much to attain it. Be love. It's that simple. If you can, let go of wanting approval. Let go of wanting love. Let go of wanting acceptance. Give yourself some approval. Give yourself some love. And give yourself some acceptance. You may realize that this is enough. If you can let go of resisting who you are and allow yourself to be exactly as you are, you might feel a tremendous relief. That is loving yourself. We have about 1 more minute here. You can slowly roll onto your back, removing any props. Maybe take a wall-to-wall stretch. Now you're going to be on your back again towards the end of class, so I'm going to have you come up so you don't have to be on your spine the whole time. This is one of those times that you can start to use the wall. This is actually a pose to use a lot of props. I'm going to bring my feet up against the wall to create resistance. If you're newer to stretching, you think, ooh, I don't want that much pressure, because you might get more pressure with your feet up against the wall. That's fine. You can just take this caterpillar, a forward fold, without your feet on the wall, so that way your feet will give with you, whereas the wall will create some resistance to increase that stretch. It's all about what you need. If you find that the back of your legs or your low back are tight, roll up a towel or a blanket, place that under your knees, and then you have a choice. You can bring your bolster or another pillow or a couple of blocks along the sides of your legs on which to rest your arms, and then fold forward and relax the neck. Now, if you're like me and you've got stuff going on with your neck and your neck does not like that and wants to be supported, that's when you can use bolster, if you have it, couch cushion or whatever, on which to rest your forehead. And we're opening up the back of the heart here. This is the place where it is believed that we receive love. Oftentimes over the years, I've thought it interesting, the connection with people on occasion that have upper to mid back pain, tightness, aches, stiffness, and they've had some challenges in their life, and they've had some energetic blocks that have developed that have caused them to feel less than worthy or not enough, and so they've not been loving themselves. Not that that's everybody, we're all different. So just something to keep in mind. Like finding a muscle you didn't even know you had. Once you've found your ability to love consciously, you can begin to exercise it. You can practice loving pets first. It doesn't even have to be your pet. It can be a friend's pet. They're not too demanding. You don't have to say anything or do anything. Just pick a pet and allow it to be exactly as it is. Love it, approve of it, celebrate its existence. Amazing things can happen when you are able to see animals with that kind of love. Saint Francis, the well-known Christian mystic, would sit in the midst of nature, watching the life all around him, loving and appreciating it. Birds would come and sit on his shoulders. Squirrels would curl up at his feet, unafraid. Even the timid deer would come, stand next to him, curious. They could feel pure, loving energy coming from him, and they were attracted to it. You can also practice loving people you don't even know. Sometimes this is easier than practicing on actual friends and lovers because the intellect and the ego are not as likely to sneak in with desires and hidden agendas. In traffic, pick someone in a nearby car or focus on someone on the bus or train. See this person. Accept this person. Approve of this person. Know that this person is doing right in their own eyes and allow this person to be exactly as they are. And why not? What are your other choices? Indifference or negativity? What's the point of wasting your time with indifference and negativity? We're all the same, going through the same stuff. Everybody has a point of view with opinions attached to it. You have one more minute here. Instead of cursing people who don't agree with you, you can bless them with love and compassion as they are. You have 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, you can slowly come up. Good. Just stay right where you are. You don't have to change your direction or this or that because you're going to be at the wall from here on out. Not right up against it. But remove your props. Your first pose at the wall is going to be stirrup. You're not going to be here very long. And we're all ladies, so we really understand what that means. You're going to be about a foot away from the wall. Feet and toes can point out, and you're going to open up those inner thighs. Now, sometimes they open a little bit further than we want them to. So you've got your blocks. You can wedge the blocks sideways, right underneath each thigh, to help hold them up so that you can control this inner thigh stretch, okay? If being on your spine isn't your thing, you can always take this seated, although it's very similar to the pose we just did, so it's a forward fold, except you'll take your legs out wider and also, again, come forward, having props under your knees to open up those inner thighs. But if you can, try it at the wall. You'll put your feet up on the wall, so your knees will be bent. Yep, so you might have to scoot close to the wall and get your feet up on the wall. You'll want your feet up in line with your knees. Exactly. And then your feet will go wide. You can let the toes go out, point out, and bend at the knees so that way your feet are flat on the wall. Yep, exactly. And again, if it's too much, you can wedge blocks underneath the sides of your thighs. And just take a slow breath in, a slow breath out. As you begin consciously loving, you may find that you have more energy, are happier, and people are generally very nice to you. Several modern yogis have reported incidences of strangers giving up parking spaces for them, conflicts in the workplace turning into deep friendships, and individuals who are nasty to everyone else bringing them gifts. Good luck appears out of nowhere. Of course, conscious loving doesn't work if you have an agenda, and this is a common trap to fall into. Once you start loving to get something, you fall back into the same pattern of desperate desire. Consciously loving is like developing a superpower or learning to work a magic wand. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes like second nature to you. And people will gravitate to you like bees to honey. Once you've got your mojo going, you'll know it. Love is something everyone wants. When you are consciously emanating love, it not only frees you, but is freeing to everyone you come into contact with. You have 1 more minute here. Take 2 more breaths. And after those breaths, you can bring your legs together and just straighten them toward the wall. Moving into a figure 4 now at the wall. So you'll keep the same space between your bottom and the wall, about 1 foot, but you're gonna bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh, just above your left knee. Yep, and then start to slide your left foot down the wall, just to the point where you feel that stretch in that outer right hip. And when you get that stretch, again, at about 80%, not 100%, then you know that you're at the right place. Now check in with your bottom. Did your bottom lift all the way up the floor when you slid that left foot down? If it did, you might want to either lift the left foot or scooch the bottom away from the wall a little bit, just to make sure your whole spine is supported. If it didn't, then you're perfectly fine. Now consider the placement of your hands. Do you need an upper body stretch? If so, maybe consider reaching your arms above your head. If you're feeling that, no, I don't need that, but I'm kind of feeling this loving thing and I want to give myself some love, well, you can comfort yourself by bringing both palms face down on your stomach again and creating a little diamond around your belly button with your two thumbs touching and your two index fingers touching right around your belly button. Palms face down on the belly and just breathing in and out. Something to maybe consider as a practice is to set a timer for 5 minutes. During this time, take a break from resisting your world and asking yourself, can I allow myself to be exactly as I am just in this moment? Allow everything about you to be exactly as it is. Idiosyncrasies, regrets, shape, size, everything. Resist nothing. It's only 5 minutes. This is loving yourself. You have 1 more minute here. Take 2 more breaths. And after that second breath, you can slide your left leg back up the wall, remove your right foot, place it also on the wall. Just sit with your breath. Then bring your left ankle to your right thigh, just above your right knee. Slide the right foot down, again noticing, keeping your low back, your bottom on the floor. And feel that stretch in your outer left hip. Maybe continuing to love and support yourself with your hands on your stomach, or enjoying that reach above your head. And take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. sometimes we need to take a mental inventory and ask ourselves if we are or if we have been trying to get the approval, love, or attention of someone. And if the answer is yes, can we begin to let go of wanting those things in someone else, from someone else? And can we find those things in ourselves? When we release those needs from others, we free ourselves. We have about 1 more minute here. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly straighten your legs to the wall. Remove your left ankle from your right thigh. And we're nearing the end of class. So this is where you can choose to scooch even closer to the wall to take legs up the wall. So you'll be in the same shape, just your bottom will be as close as possible to the wall. Or you can just roll onto your side and lie down in the middle of your floor. No worries, legs up the wall is very restorative. It takes a lot of the weight out of the low back. Take a slow breath in through the nose when you get there, and a slow breath out. I'm going to do a little bit of distance Reiki. If you would be interested, feel free to raise your hand. The intention tonight will be to let go and to bring some self-love healing to the self. Slowly begin to take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel an expansion in your whole core as you did in the beginning of class. Then open your mouth, exhale. Begin deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And one more. Full breath in. Reach your arms above your head. Point your toes. Big exhale out. Maybe bring your knees towards your chest. When you're ready, you can turn to your side and take a breath there, or slowly come up to a seat. And slowly bring your hands to your heart. I thank you for allowing me to guide you through your class today. It was my honor and my privilege. Please take your hands to your lips. I ask that you speak words of kindness and compassion, not just to others, but to and about yourself. And take your hands to your eyes. I ask that you see the beauty and love in others, but also that which lies within you first. And lastly, take your hands to your third eye center. Go and be the best you that you can be, because there is only one you. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale as we bow forward to seal our practice and honor each other. Namaste. Thank you very much. Go forth and self-love. Own that power by loving yourself. And have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you later.
Thank you, Elena.
Welcome, Tracy. Bye.
Good to see you. Really appreciate such a wonderful class.
Oh, well, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks. Bye. Have a good